What's up, everybody? Welcome to another stream. What's going on? Welcome aboard. Who have I got here? Let me know who I've got. Hey Pierre, how are you, mate? Good to see you back, mate. Good to see you back. Appreciate you, Pierre. Hey, Eulis, De Villas. No tie? No tie? No tie today? No tie at all, mate. Welcome, De Villas. Thanks for joining. All right, team. Guys, how was your... Tell me all about how your October was. Do you track your results at the end of each month? Do you keep track of, you know, your expenses, your net worth, your trading results, your investment results, all these kind of things? Tell me about that. How was your October? I had a fucking great October. I used to give financial advice to Villas. I don't give financial advice anymore. I used to give financial advice. Hello, Crypto Buddha. How you doing? Crypto Buddha, what a name. Welcome, buddy. Hey, Bass, how are you? Welcome. What's up, everyone? Welcome aboard. Alrighty, guys. 5.2% growth BFT. Very good. Well done. 5.2% growth. That's fantastic. 1 month's results. That's great. You know, it's so important to be tracking these things every single month, keeping track of yourself, keeping track of what's going on. It really like centers me every single month when I sit down and I go through literally everything. And I put onto a spreadsheet assets, liabilities, results from trading, results from investments, exactly where all that money is going to be going every single month, just keeping track of all this, how I'm paying down debt, how I'm reducing liabilities. You know, it's so important. It just keeps me so centered, to be like, you know what, I come back next month, fresh month, fresh slate, but I've still got this idea of like what I want to achieve at the end of the day. Like this idea, this grand vision of the future that's out there. And then I see how I'm progressing towards that every single month. So it really centers me, and I love the start of a new month for that reason, because it's usually, I have an alarm on my phone, the 31st of each month, or the 30th, 31st, whatever, of each month. I sit down and I just go through everything, and I just take stock of exactly how my life is looking every single month, and it just brings me back to center. It's so important. But yeah, October was a really great month. You know, I was talking with Asger about this just before, right? And when I got my first job out of university, I made $50,000 a year, and I just made $45,000 in a month. And it's just like, but nothing really changes. You know, problems don't go away when you do that. It just creates a whole bunch of new problems, of new challenges for you to overcome. And it's just a really invigorating experience to have this idea of this is something you want to do, and to see it happen. You know, it's happened a few times now to me, but just the reminder of seeing that happen is really powerful for me. And I really urge you to do the same thing, because it's incredibly powerful. Writing down on my whiteboard, you know, what it is that I that I want to achieve in the week, what it is that I want to achieve in the month, my mantras written down on my whiteboard, the things that keep me balanced every morning when I come to my desk and I look at my whiteboard and I see, you know, this is what is going to keep me centered today. This is what's going to keep me centered this month. And then going and seeing the fruits of that labor at the end of each month. It's really powerful. I suggest you do it. Hey Matt, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hey Warren, only wear a tie when like Rambo now. Morning Warren, welcome aboard. Welcome from Wyoming, Warren. Great October for you, Pierre. Fantastic. Great to hear. Great to hear. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We've got some music on in the background. We're just gonna drop through some trades here. We'll talk about some trade ideas that you've got, or let me know about this idea of, you know, what is your grander vision of the future? What is your reason for trading in the first place? I'd love to hear about that. What's your reason for trading in the first place? What's your reason for investing in the first place? Because when you want to do things differently to the way that everybody else does things, you've got to think differently to the way that everybody else thinks as well. And that's both on a micro scale and a macro scale. You know, you could think of that from a trade by trade basis, thinking contrarian to the crowd. And you could think of it from a macro perspective as well. You know, what do you want out of your life? If you want something exceptional, you've got to be exceptional. You've got to think exceptional. You're not going to achieve something exceptional without being exceptional first. It's really profound, powerful, really powerful. Let's scroll through and take a look. But let me know if you've got something on your mind, like your reason for trading, your why. Why are you doing it in the first place? To be able to work from anywhere and not being tied down. Freedom. Freedom, Matt. You want freedom. Not have to go put your work clothes on and go into work every morning, 8 a.m., fight the traffic in. Yeah. That's what we believe in as well, Matt. And that's probably why you're still around with us as well, because you resonate with that idea of creating freedom in your life. You know, that's why it's Breakfree Trading, creating freedom in your life. And you only create freedom in your life by first changing yourself to a person that can achieve that, and then having a way of doing it. And it just so happens that we use trading as that way of doing it, but this is the least important thing at the end of the day. The most important thing is first being the person that can achieve that freedom, right? And if you're not that person first, then it's just never going to happen for you. It might happen in fleeting moments. You might make some money, but if you don't first believe that you're the person that can create that, then these fleeting moments will be just that. They'll be fleeting and they'll go away every time. Time to go fishing with Asger. Yeah, absolutely. Having the time to go fishing with Asger and the capacity. Awesome, Warren. You know, this idea of the future is really important, and coming back to that, when you especially when you experience adversity, that's when this idea and this why, that's when you know whether it's powerful enough, right? When you experience adversity, when you're feeling tired, when the why is powerful enough, that doesn't matter anymore. The adversity doesn't matter. Recentering back to that why, super important. Super important. It's important for me as well, you know. I'm, you know, we're here, Asga's here, I'm here. You know, the reason why we do this is because Asga's seen so many people lose. And, you know, I've been in that position where I'm talking to people at the age of 50, 60, and I'm, you know, they've got a little bit of money to invest or whatever, but I know in my heart of hearts that it's just simply not enough for them to achieve, you know, financial freedom, for them to retire, for them to have any sort of life after work. And I knew very, very early on that, you know, this is not, it's, if you want to do something and get yourself out of that position, I saw it firsthand, people in this position just day in, day out. And I knew 100% that no one should be in that position. No one should be in that position of uncertainty. And it's about being out of that uncertainty, I believe, that really drove me so much from a very young age to just start investing, trading, and all that type of stuff, and just because I knew that if I wanted to achieve something different to what everyone else was doing, then I needed to do things differently to what everyone else was doing. And you know, like I said, you know, those October, seeing that in October, it just kind of like, you look back and you go, wow, you know, this is, it's profound to think about this idea that forms in your brain when you're, you know, a whippersnapper straight out of university, and you're seeing this on a daily basis. People put themselves, you know, it seems willingly put themselves in a position of uncertainty, and you just knowing that you never want you or your family to be in that position. And I don't want any of you to be in that position. And I want you to master your shit and master your finances. And that's why I do what I do, you know? So I do it for myself, and that's why I get here every single day, and I do it for you guys as well. So, financial freedom, legacy for my children, not dealing with customers, but just with yourself. Yeah, there's something about legacy as well for me, you know? Something about legacy and creating intergenerational equity. I wonder if that moment where your belief switches is at some point when you achieve something in the physical world, or if it switches at whatever point you choose to simply see yourself as exceptional. Yeah, the belief comes first, Euless. Like, absolutely, the belief comes first, and then after you have the belief and you become the person that believes that they're exceptional and that believes that they can create this why that they've got in their mind, when you believe that first, then everything else just comes to you. It just comes to you like a magnet. And the problem is that people, they chase the wrong thing, and they chase the money, and they chase the material goods, and they chase the idea of, you know, 50,000 in a month, or 45,000 in a month, or 100,000 in a month, or whatever it might be. They chase that idea instead of going after the reason why they want to do that first. Yeah, I'll check it out, Matt, for sure. But to become a millionaire, right? To become a millionaire, you need to be a millionaire in your mind first, right? To become a billionaire, you need to be a billionaire in your mind first. You need to see it first, right? That's incredibly important. Coinbite, enjoying the process. It's crucial for me to feel a sense of achievement and self-confidence without relying on anyone else. Yeah, to feel worthy in yourself, right? Achievement, self-confidence, all of those things are about your self-worth. And the thing is, we raise our self-worth to the point where we believe that we're worthy of the results that we're after. If we don't believe we're worthy of the results that we're after first, then we will never achieve those results. It's just never going to happen. The self-worth is the first thing. And it's the thing that in my time seeing thousands of people dealing with people's money every single day, it's the sense of self-worth that they don't believe that they could have that much money that affected so many people. You know, when I saw the look on people's face when I told them, you know, like, before we start trading and investing, we need to have an emergency fund first, guys. You know, before I invest your money for you, I need you to have an emergency fund. Just so that you're not liquidating assets, so that you are comfortable in yourself and you feel secure and unshakable if anything were to happen in your outside environment. And when I tell them, you know, it's an emergency fund is 6 to 12 months of their expenses. Most people's expenses are relatively high, you know, circa $40,000 per annum. And you telling them the reality of before you can start doing this and before I'll actually begin investing your money for you, you need to have $15,000 to $30,000 in cash in your bank account, just sitting there, ready for a moment when, you know, the absolute worst comes up. You see the disbelief in their face. You see the disbelief in their face that they could ever have that much. And that disbelief right there stopped every single one of those people from ever having that much. If they simply believed that they could do it, if they believed that they could put that money aside in their bank account, then, or, you know, put that money aside anywhere, or they believed that they could do that, then it would have been a completely different story. But you could see the disbelief in their face. And this is a lack of self-worth, a lack of belief that they are worthy of doing that. It's like, oh, well, I may as well not do it at all because it sounds impossible to me. And I don't know what your financial situation is, but for some people, you know, putting that kind of money aside sounds impossible. You know, when I was young, I mean, I'm young now, but, you know, I'm 25 now, but when I was just starting my journey in terms of, you know, wealth and trading and investing, I thought that that was a lot as well. And now I look back and I'm like, that was a week. That was a week in October. 1 week in October. And you get this incredible perspective. Incredible perspective, but if you don't manage that perspective and you don't manage the fantasies and you don't manage your own mind and you don't rewire your brain to continue to be successful and continue to do that over and over again every single month, then it's never going to be sustainable. But yeah. Oracle, let's look. Oracle on the 4-hour time frame. Here we go. Oh yeah, nice one. Good one, Maddie, good one. This looks like a very nice trade. You can see the strength of the trend here, right? You can see the strength of the trend, and it's about, you know, having the willingness of just stepping in front of this downside momentum. Step in front of it. Bang, catch the entry right there. Great looking trade, Matt. Good work. All right. What else have we got? It's daylight saving for most of you around the world, I believe. You know, in Queensland, so I live in Queensland, Australia. We don't have daylight saving. It's like the only state in Australia that doesn't do daylight saving. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that are expecting this to be in an hour from now because of daylight saving. But yeah, we don't do daylight saving here. And I like to keep it at like Greenwich Mean Time, 1:30 Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah, push through. Very choppy market, right? Very choppy looking market here. Throw any questions in the chat. If you're new to Breakfree Trading, throw some questions in the chat here, guys. Tell me about, you know, why you joined Breakfree Trading. You know, what was it that really motivated you to join Breakfree Trading? Throw that in the chat as well. I'm keen to have these conversations with you guys as well. Chuck any questions you've got about the platform itself. Nice one. Good profit here on USD Swiss franc. TP1 hit. Daylight savings starts on the 7th for Stephen. Stephen T. Where are you from, Stephen? Where are you from? Paulo, convincing YouTube commercial. Very good. Hey, CK, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. I'll check it out, Warren. US 30, let's look. US 30, all right. Oh, wow, okay. We're dumping straight into this. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close here before I go jumping in. I'm not gonna FOMO my way in right now, okay? Because I know this could just rip straight out. I know this could just rip straight out from here, but I'm gonna wait for this candle to close just because of when I am seeing it. But in general, the price action looks very reasonable. I'll just wait for it to close, see what happens, okay? I've got 6 minutes till the close, so it's a very reasonable close to wait for. Let's just wait, okay? 1 hour sonar. I was this close to having a personal coaching session last night. Yeah, you were, CK, absolutely. Daylight saving time caused confusion. Missed our Tuesday call. Oh, sorry, Pierre. Yeah, it'll just be at 1:30 Greenwich Mean Time. So that's probably an hour earlier than for you, Stephen, unless it's different outside the US. Yeah, I think daylight saving is different, you know, wherever you are in the world. You know, I don't have any daylight saving here, for example, in Queensland. Other states are now out of daylight saving, but yeah, I think it changes from all different parts of the world for sure, Stephen. Oh, this is wicking off nicely. 5 minutes till the close. We'll be mindful of this and jump in it if we if it looks good after the close, but. I do like this price action in general, right? This is the same type of thing I talked about in the weekly market review. Pump, consolidation, dump into a level, rip back out, good structure around there, nice bullish candle around that level there. It looks really good. It looks really good. Absolutely. My bad. Hey, no worries, man. No worries. Why trading? Why trading, everybody? So I believe trading really, you know, it's one of those few things where you have the freedom of, space, you've got the freedom of time, and the freedom of location as well, right? Creates a lot of different areas of freedom in your life, right? You don't have to be in a certain location to trade. You don't have to, you know, you don't really have to trade at a certain time necessarily. You know, probably that's the most restrictive of them. But freedom of space obligations and freedom of time obligations are really important to me. Very important to me. And important to a lot of you as well, by the sounds of it. A lot of the reason why you do this. Limiting those space and time obligations, not being constricted, not being, you know, forced into being in a certain spot, sitting at a desk, sitting in your cubicle. This is looking quite good. 3.5 minutes till the close. We'll hang tight there. We'll wait and see how we go placing this one here. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Paula, freedom, absolutely, Paula. Freedom. That sounds like your why as well, yeah, Paula. Like the reason why you're trading. It's a powerful idea, freedom. Can we an email to contact you guys. Yeah, for sure. You can do an email, or you can click on this right here. Hey, Tom. And then we've got our live chat. So hello from the live stream. Ask any questions in there, or you can email support@breakfreetrading.com. Oh, this just wicked straight out. Look at that. Me waiting for my candle to close. I mean, you know what? If you saw this when it was up here, absolutely you placed that order. The thing was, when I saw it, it was just like, it was right at the last entry here. So I could have just gone in and placed it. There we go. Martin replied. To me, it also has to do with not needing to rely on other humans for the ability to generate the energy to feed. Martin says hi, everybody. To feed the needs of myself or my loved ones to a certain extent. The ability to generate the energy to feed the needs. Right, okay. Reliance on yourself. Reliance on yourself, Euless. Like, being independent of... Oh, wow, look at that. TP1. Did it TP1? I'm not sure. Being independent of anybody else, right? You know, that is financial independence at the end of the day. Not being reliant on a boss, your family, your girlfriend. Not being reliant on any of those things. Only being reliant on yourself. You know, that is financial independence, you know, at the end of the day. You know, from a financial perspective anyway. So, it's... There's no need for reliance is really important as well. And it comes back all the way back to freedom as well, right? It comes all the way back to that idea of achieving freedom in your life. I'm just going to place this one, see what happens, okay? Hello, Henson, how you doing? Because without... If you think about it, right? If you're dependent on somebody else, then you don't really have any freedom in your life, do you? Because you have that dependence on other people. So you're not really free. I don't have the money to get started. Been following you for about a year now. I'm thinking about selling my car to get into this. Well, I wouldn't recommend selling your car, Paula. No, I wouldn't recommend. So do you have $69 a month to get started on the Discovery plan? Do you have $69 a month to get started? Or you could just use the platform for free for a period of time. Use the platform for free. Do you have $69 a month to invest in yourself? All right, don't sell your car, please. Don't sell your car. If you're in a position where it's like you don't have capital to trade with, this is the path that I would be taking, okay? This is the path that I would be taking if I wanted to go from having no capital to trade with to, you know, making money from trading and making an income from trading and achieving those, you know, ambitions and that why that you've got in your mind, right? I would be looking to do, I'd be allocating $69 per month from whatever cash flow that I do have to purchase the Discovery plan. All right, and in the Discovery plan, you pretty much have everything that you could possibly need getting started trading. I would then just trade on the built-in demo account, just a demo account, okay? Right now is not about making money for you, Paula. It's not about making money for you yet. It's about beginning the process. It's about getting into the right mindset, you know, rewiring your brain to be the wealthy, successful, free person that you're going to be in the future. That doesn't happen overnight. You're rewiring your entire subconscious mind to get to that point. And you're also learning the skill of trading using our tech at the same time, just on a demo account. And once you're confident in number one, your own mind, and number two, your skills, your technicals, your mind is the most important part of that though. Once you're confident in that, then is when you enter into like a funding program. And it could be Breakfree Funding. It could be, you know, some other funding program. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, okay? And you pay, you know, a few $100s to get into one of these funding programs. You trade a bit, you get funded, and then you start going from there. And that's when you start actually making money from trading. But to begin with, don't sell a car to be capital for trading. Use the car to produce income in the form of a job, something like that, to produce $69 per month more income. That's the only thing you need to worry about right now. $69 a month of income that you can invest in your own personal development, in developing a skill. Because without that skill, then it's going to be, it's just not going to happen. If you sell the car and just start trading with the money from the car sale, you will lose the money from the car sale, and that's money you can't afford to lose. Use the car to get $69 per month to invest in yourself. All right? And invest that in yourself for as long as you need to invest that in yourself for you to be the person that's going to achieve the freedom for yourself. You're going to become the person first for you, Paula. All right? You're going to become that person first, and then you're going to get the money. And it might take 6 months. It might take 12 months. It might take 2 years. Who knows how long it's going to take for you? At the end of the day, it's the start of the journey. And you're going to find fulfillment in the journey along the way. Tracking every single month, every single quarter, seeing how you're going, working towards those broader goals that you've got in mind, and taking one more step every single time. This is how everybody who doesn't inherit money starts exactly like this. Every single person. Yeah, look for a remote job or something like that, Paula, or something, anything, right? Anything. Go flip some garage sale stuff like Gary V. Do the whole Gary V thing and you know, buy I don't know, $100 worth of stuff each week or each month and sell it for $169 on Facebook Marketplace. There's your $69 a month that you needed to cover the subscription. To start learning the skill. You'll get there, Paula. You'll get there. But you're going to become the person first. Alright, guys. Any other trades? This one's coming back into the entry now. We'll see how it goes. Nice wick off already. Let's see if this gets down to the entry. I'm just kind of watching this at the moment. 1 hour time frame. Looks bullish. Looks very bullish, right? Let's see what happens. Set up a lemonade stand. Look at these ideas flying. Set up a lemonade stand, you know. The first time I really made any sort of money was a coffee business. Not so different from the lemonade stand. It was a coffee business. And I borrowed some money to get a coffee business. You know, it had existing income and stuff like that. And I ran this coffee business and I sold that. And that was my first real money that I was able to put into, you know, starting to invest, and this was all while I was at university as well, starting to invest. That started the like trading capital that I've got now and the investment capital that I've got now. And you know, over the years it slowly grew and I added to it. Every single week I was just looking for, you know, how can I just get this little bit more to put towards my goals, to put towards my ambitions, to put towards my investments, to put towards my trading, you know, to put towards being the person that I need to be, to make the money that I want to make, to achieve the things that I want to achieve, and to not be in this position of uncertainty when I'm 40, 50, 60. XAU USD 4-hour long sonar. Can you run through it with me? What not to do? Yeah, for sure, mate. We just got a fill here on USD US 30. Bought a course to become an inbound closer, hoping that will get me somewhere. Yep, for sure. You know, and you know what? Like, being an inbound closer, sales is always sales is very, very difficult. And sales, just as much as trading, just as much as anything you want to be successful at in life, is all about your mind, right? It's all about you knowing that you're going to close that person before you even get on the phone with them, Paula. It's the same as trading. It's knowing exactly what you're going to do before you even get into that trade. No matter what you do, these lessons and ideas and the way of thinking that you learn from trading, it ripples through everything else in your life. Whether you're looking to become an inbound closer like Paula, no matter what you do in your life, every one of these ideas and these beliefs that kind of come up in you when you're trading affects every single aspect of your life along the way. So that's awesome, Paula. Great work. I'm really proud of you for doing that. Hats off to you, Paula. De Villiers, let's look at your trade. XAU USD for you, De Villiers. Thank you. 2 fills here. Let's just see how that progresses. Got an eye down here at what we're looking at. Oh, you can't see that, but yeah. A long position. 4-hour time frame for you, De Villiers. Off here, mate. I'm assuming it's off there. Okay, so the position was maybe something like that. So there's something to be mindful of here, that what you're looking at is basically equal lows being formed, and equal lows basically touching into the same level over and over and over again. So see through here, it's like we touch the level, we touch the level, we touch the level, we touch the level, then we break the level. So each time these touches come in here, what happens is all these stop losses start forming in through there. And notice that candle there was like incredibly explosive. If I just zoom in a little bit more for you, notice that candle there is like a really deep dump to the downside. That one right there. That's all of those stop losses there from all the people that have been long all through here when it played out all of those times. All of their stop losses are sitting just in here below that low. So the market comes down, it cleans through those stop losses. You know what? I'd say a reasonable trade's probably something from there. I know the market's probably sideways right now, but what's going to happen is this is the liquidations. If we continue to see a cascade of liquidations into there, we step in front of that momentum and we trade it back to the bottom of this market structure, TP1 set here. So for me, the more reasonable trade is something like that. But in terms of what you did, you know, you didn't do anything wrong here. Nothing is ever done wrong, right? De Villiers, it's just an opportunity to recognize how you can improve next, okay? Draw a box around here and look at how many times that level has been tested by this market. And think about all of the people that are seeing this level hold and seeing this range form in here. This range here form, and they're just trying to do exactly what you did and trade it in that range. But the market knows that, and the market takes advantage of that. Okay? So when you see something repeated this many times on a level, I suggest to not take it. That would be my suggestion. when you see this many taps on the level over and over, especially in this kind of fashion. Because the market has a habit of when the stop is the most obvious stop, and that would be the most obvious stop from here, that trade right there, that there would be the most obvious stop, the market tends to take that stop out. This is just like market psychology at the end of the day, right? Where are most of the people? And we'll clean that stop out. You might call it manipulation, you might call it anything. I think of it as psychology, right? Once everybody sees something happening, that's when the market goes and cleans everybody out of that idea that everybody thinks is right. It's the exact same thinking about like fear and greed in Bitcoin, or fear and greed in S&P 500 or anything like that. Buy the fear and sell the greed. So when people start to get greedy and when everyone believes something's going to go up, that's when it usually goes down, and it cleans out all those people that believed it was going to go up. Hope that helped, Devillas. Let me know if you have a follow-up question. Just throw it in the chat if you got a follow-up question, but I hope that did help in that question for you. It's the same as this price action here, Devillas, actually. See this price action over here? Where we've got these lows banging into this point right here, and then what happens, it goes and cleans it out, punches into what is our key support level over here. You can see we've got this level there, that X mode level, getting respected, tap, 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 tap. You know, there was plenty of winning trades in that sequence, but then tomato Lambo coming, mate. Then it cleans through, punches into support, and then it rallies onto the upside. But it's identifying these taps and understanding where the stop losses are. All through here and all through here are the stop losses to get cleaned out. Hope that helps, mate. Hope that helps. Okay, we're sitting in a little bit of profit now on our position here in US 30, in about $108 of profit. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Awesome, Devillas. Great. Anyone else have questions on the similar ilk of Devillas, or any questions about anything else? Would you say that the people selling from the top of a range were as likely or less likely of getting their stops taken as the people who bought from the bottom? No worries, man. Euless, would you say people... It depends. I think they're equally as likely. Okay, they're equally as likely. It just depends on which direction the market decides to go and break out of that range, right? That's why we don't trade repeats or those multiple taps ever, kind of thing. You know, this is one of our key rules, to not trade those repeated trades around those levels, because of exactly that happening. You know, it's even similar to this right here. You can see we had the market forming this area right here where it was kind of getting held up. Then it goes and breaks through, and you can see, you know, bunch of stop losses all through here, cascade of liquidations into a key level, onto the upside we go. Hi, I was wondering what the average profit margin is. So Ian Vanderberg, welcome Ian. People make all sorts of... Devillas made 5.5% last month in his trading with BFT. Some people lost money last month. At the end of the day, the algorithm's accurate. It's accurate. It all depends on the... At the end of the day, it all depends on the person executing. It all depends on the person executing at the end of the day, right? You know, you are going to see over a multiple year period, trading on the high time frames, solely using BFT strategy, assuming you don't mess anything up, around a 70 to 75% win rate. Okay, that's what you're going to see on the higher time frames. As you move down lower time frames, you're going to see a lower win rate. things move faster, there's more volatility, there's more situations like what Davila's just had where he got stopped out. And you know, that's going to happen quite a lot more on low time frames. You know, like Davila's saying, 15-minute taking every trade. You can't take every trade when you're in that position. But Ian, if you decide that trading is the thing that you want to do and you want to become a trader and you have a reason for becoming a trader and a why, and you know, this resonates with you, trading, and you're going to be able to do it for the next 10, 15 years, and this is what you want to dedicate your time to, this is the absolute best place to be doing that. Okay? You are going to protect yourself when you're new. You're going to be able to make money when you're new as well. You're going to be able to see the ball going through the net. And then as you level up more and more and more, you're going to have months where you make more money than what you used to make in a year. But if you're in it for some short-term money that happens tomorrow, then it's not going to work for you. It simply won't work for you. No matter how accurate the trading algorithm is, it won't work for you if your expectations are set wrong from the get-go. So Ian, it can be incredibly accurate. People have great months, people have bad months. Overall, there's more great months than bad months. But it's all about you, man, and you being in that position where you're ready to go, you know what, I'm going to have a real stab at this reason why I'm choosing to do this, right? It all starts with the why. Simon Sinek, it starts with why. Ian, I hope you decide to stick around with us, and you decide to, you know, become the person that you want to be to achieve your goals. But yeah, up to you, man. The algorithm is accurate. You're seeing a trade live right here on US 30 where what are we, 200 and something dollars in profit at the moment? $240 in profit right now on US 30. But this could have been a loser just as easily. I mean, we haven't taken TPs yet. Win or lose, it doesn't matter, because I know what I need to do to go and execute every single month. When you have that kind of certainty, fuck, it's game changing. When you have the certainty of just sitting back and knowing every single month, if I just go and execute in exactly the way that I need to execute, nothing can rattle you. Nothing can rattle you. And when it's your sister's birthday, you can buy her Bitcoin for her birthday. And when it's your mother's whatever, you can, you know, buy your mom and dad what they want, and your kids if you've got them. And these are great, cool things, but when you create that kind of certainty in your life, it's pretty amazing. Let's sit on this trade and see how it goes, huh? We've got 39 minutes till this candle closes. Not long left in the stream. But remember, if you're watching this stream after the fact, remember, daylight saving has started for you most likely, but the stream is still at 1:30 Greenwich Mean Time, okay guys? 1:30 Greenwich Mean Time. And if you're watching this stream after and you're in the comments right now, number one, first of all, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell notification as well so that you get notified when these videos come out. But leave a comment and let me know why you're trading. What is your why? What is your reason for trading? Is it freedom? Is it to, you know, help your family? Is it to whatever it is? What is the thing that burning light inside of you that pushes you towards trading and that makes you want to trade? What's that light inside of you? Because we all have a light inside of us that makes us want to do something. That reason why, that reason for being, that reason for doing the things that we do. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, okay? Same goes for if you're watching live right now and you didn't want to share live, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, okay? You know what? This is actually how I trade. Like when I'm trading low time frames, this is exactly how I trade. I have a trade and I sit on it and I leave it open, probably put it on my other screen, do some work and stuff like that. And I leave that trade running and I watch this trade and I watch it till its conclusion. This is the way you need to trade when you're trading on the low time frames, right? Any other questions, guys? Have you got a trade that you're in, a trade that maybe didn't play out how you wanted, a trade that did play out that you wanted, you want to have a look at? Let me know. Or if you want to talk about something else, there's something burning on your mind, some sort of psychological question, something like that, you know? We're, you know, Black Friday is going to be a really great deal for a lot of you because a lot of you are going to, you know, if you take the Black Friday offer, you're going to get access to something that I spent a lot of time and effort on to rewire yourself to be the person that you need to be. To create, you know, the life that you want, you know, be profitable in trading. To change the beliefs, to remove the guilt, to remove the fears. I spent a lot of time and effort, and some of you probably know what I'm talking about here. But if you don't, the Black Friday deal is going to, I think, really be a massive game changer for you to get your hands on that information. I spent a lot of time developing this. So anyway, the light inside of me with BFT is to achieve the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life, Donovan? What is your meaning of life? You know, we all probably have a different meaning for life. You know, we all probably have something different. It's related back to our why at the end of the day. Might be family, might be to be free to travel the world. Might just be certain in your situation. What's your meaning for life, Donovan? I'd love to hear that. Your meaning of life. Trying to get out of a hectic chef's life. I know chefs, man, you work your fingers to the bone. Like chefs on their feet, getting cuts, abrasions. Like I love to cook, but I don't think I would ever be a chef. Yeah, it's a lot. Being into trading for almost 5 years. But MC all of my accounts. Gone through many courses of technical and fundamental. Profit is just not consistent. Absolutely. You know, and this is what happens, right? This is what the normal way of trading, right, doesn't work for most people. Buying the course and going through the course, because it's like you might be able to see the fundamentals or the technicals or whatever, but can you actually execute on those things? Can you execute on those things though? Time in, time out? And I guess that's why we built what we built, because you can execute on this. You can execute it. And if you're executing it and you're a person that's already in a position, or you become a person that believes they're worthy of making money and believes, you know, that they can do it, and believes that, you know, you're connected with your reason for doing it, then, you know, you're going to be in a good position here, okay? You're going to be in a good position here. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, okay? But you can simplify the way of doing things. You can simplify your mind, simplify your way of thinking, but it's not going to be easy by any means. It's not going to be like click a button and money just comes through your computer screen. That is not real life. that is simply not real life. And the more and more money that you've got at risk, and the more and more capital you've got there to be trading with, or investing with, or whatever, the harder it's actually going to get. It's not going to get easier when you have more money. It's going to get harder when you have more money, because the losses are going to be bigger. The wins are going to be bigger, but the losses are going to be bigger. And you need to be so strong and have so much conviction in, one, your trades and your positions that you take, but two, the person that you are, to deal with that. That's how you scale. You don't scale. So as much as I said, you know, I made, you know, $45,000 last month, I've lost that much in a month as well. I've lost that much in a month. And dealing with that was difficult. Meaning of life to me is so simple. It's unconditional love. Absolutely. Unconditional love for all things. Gratitude for all things. Gratitude and unconditional love even when you lose a trade. Gratitude and unconditional love when you get fired from your job. Gratitude and unconditional love when your car breaks down. Improve standards of living for myself, independence, a better future. Intergenerational equity, Donovan. Yeah, I resonate with that as well. I resonate with that idea too. You know, intergenerational equity is a really big reason that I trade, why I invest, because I'm like, you know what? I learned about this in like social sciences or whatever when I was in like grade 9, and it stuck with me forever. The idea of intergenerational equity, improving the lives of future generations based on your actions. This is very profound for me, and you know, I get goosebumps when I think about the idea of creating, you know, that intergenerational equity. It's so important. So important to me. Henson, I really think that those technical and fundamental knowledge are the edge of the bankers to trade against us. It can be. It can be. This is the idea, right? You know, the technical. I was talking about this in the funding group last night, right? There was an inverted head and shoulders that faked out some. You know, there was a pattern that looked like this. It was a downtrending market. An inverted head and shoulders formed like that. It moved to the upside, broke the neckline, and then dumped back down and cleaned out everybody and continued on to the downside. But, you know, if you're trading in like the typical means, then you're seeing an inverted head and shoulders and you're buying the breakout of the neckline. But it just wasn't the right way to go about it. And when everyone sees that inverted head and shoulders, is when it gets traded against. If everyone is seeing that, usually it probably won't work out. That's why the normal way of trading doesn't work. Because if everyone's seeing this chart pattern, this technical thing, and there's an oversold RSI at the same time, then that's when you know that it's probably going to punch into a resistance level and then dump to the downside. You know what is the one thing, Henson? The one thing that more than often works in finance. Backing the strongest horse. That's what we always talk about, right? Trading with the strongest trends. Backing the strongest horse. Because I worked in finance, remember, so I was allocating portfolios in exactly this way. Remember, when something starts doing well, it becomes almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that it's going to continue to do well. When something starts doing poorly, it almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that it's going to continue to do poorly. For example, when Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's market cap is now investable for institutions. It's a big enough asset class to be invested in by institutions, okay? Now, the simple fact that number one, Bitcoin is the strongest horse in the race and has basically is the best performing asset of all time in the history of the planet, and it now is a size where it's investable by institutions, it now almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that an institution would almost not be doing the right thing by its shareholders and by the people who have allocated capital with them by not investing into this asset now. Okay? And when one institution starts this, then the other institutions have this, there's a knock-on effect where it's like, you know, everyone sees that Tesla put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And all of a sudden it's like, well, your shareholders start asking you, why are you not? Why are you not putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet? It's the best performing asset of all time. We want a bit of that. And it's not a huge amount, it's a small amount, but the questions start getting asked from why would you put it on the balance sheet to why would you not put it on the balance sheet? And the same thing happens across every single asset class in every single capacity that you look at it. Apple, for example. When Apple started to perform well, institutions started deciding that Apple was going to continue to do well, so started allocating Apple shares to their balance sheets in the institution or the fund or whatever it might be. As more and more funds and institutions start allocating to Apple on their balance sheet, more and more other funds do the same thing, because you don't want to be the only fund that doesn't invest in Apple and then Apple has like 150% growth over a 3-year period, because you're going to get asked the question of why didn't you buy Apple? So backing the strongest horse in the race from a high time frame perspective is exactly what we do with our swing trade opportunities here. Because it almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy from that case. And it works the same as you move down time frames as well. When a market pulls back that everyone wants to buy and that everyone wants to put on their balance sheet, there's gonna be a point where people decide it's pulled back enough and I'm gonna start buying it now. That is the fundamental understanding that we need to come to as traders. And when we lose sight of that is when we get wrecked. When we lose sight of this fundamental understanding of why we're doing that. And we get too complex with the way we think. But like this, for example, strong uptrend. Every time it's pulled back, it's been bought. Every time it's pulled back, it's been bought, right? I see no reason why this would be any different. Pulled back to structure, pulled back to structure, pulled back to structure. Let's buy it. You might ask yourself now, it's like, this sounds too simple, right? But there's something strange about the simple things in life. There's something strange about the simple things in life that they tend to work. So we're $200 up at the moment on this one. It's getting late. I'm gonna just wait it out for another 20 odd minutes. I'll wait it out for a little bit longer and see how we go, okay? We'll see how we go. I hope that answers your question there, or addresses some of your concerns there, Henson. Donovan, you are right about the sudden change in appearance of uptrend that turns downtrend. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's happening because everyone believes that this is the bottom and everyone's trying to pick the bottom on these markets. And when you try to pick the bottom, more often than not, you get it wrong. Successful traders and investors don't pick bottoms. Picking bottoms, it's a mindset thing. It's the mindset of, I can pick the bottom. You can't pick the bottom. And when you let go of this idea of being able to pick a bottom, is when you start making money. Suggesting seminars. Donovan, if you like what I talk about here, you're going to love what we've got for you at Black Friday, Donovan. All right? It's like a seminar without being a seminar. All right? You're going to like what we've got in store for you at Black Friday, trust me. If you like everything that I've just talked about. So picking bottoms, back to this idea of picking bottoms. It's like, it's the lottery mindset almost. I can pick this bottom and I'm going to run it to the moon. I'm gonna buy the lottery ticket and I'm gonna run it to the moon. I'm gonna make all this money from buying this lottery ticket of this bottoming out market. When you go into any trade with the fantasy of buying the lottery ticket, then you're setting yourself up to fail immediately. And this is the mind. This has nothing to do with anything else but the mind, right? You're fantasizing about that lottery ticket and how great it's going to be when you buy the bottom of this market, and how great it would have been if you bought the bottom of that market or whatever. If I bought Bitcoin when it bottomed in whenever 2018, I don't know, 2019, I guess was probably the market bottom. How great it would have been if I identified that bottom. But it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No one picks bottoms. No professional investors that I've ever spoken to have ever told me that they're looking for a market bottom. It's a mindset thing, and you've got to remove this idea of being able to pick bottoms. Donovan, to be doing a 12-hour shift Friday. Oh, I'm talking about Black Friday, Donovan, on not this Friday coming. I'm saying the Black Friday offer that we've got. Yeah, that's like the 20 something of November. Yeah, not this Friday, Donovan. Just the Black Friday deal that we're offering. We've put together a little package that you're probably gonna like. Yeah. But anyhow, this trade is still. I like the wicks off the level. And I'm really like unconcerned about this trade right now because we've got these nice wicks off the level at the moment. We'll just see what happens. I can't control the market. All I can control is myself. Remember that, right? Remember, you can't control the market. You can't control outcomes in trading. The only thing you can control is yourself and your processes and your execution. That's all you can control in trading. That's really all you can control ever. You can only control yourself. Your processes and your execution can influence outcomes, but you can't control outcomes. This is another one of those things that it's like, if you're not a trader, if you don't think like a trader, then you don't have that wired into your brain. 26th. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, Black Friday, 26th. You don't have that wired into your brain that you can't control outcomes. And you're focused on the outcome, you're not focused on the process of what you're doing. Very important. Very, very important. It's just, it's like thinking of the outcome is like when you see, you know, what's your thoughts on arbitraging? Well, arbitrage is basically just buying something for a price somewhere and selling it for a price somewhere else, right? You know, using multiple exchanges or whatever to buy something and then sell it cheaper somewhere else. It works. It's a genuine strategy. Arbitraging is one of those strategies that does work. The problem with arbitraging is that everyone knows about arbitraging. Everyone wants to arbitrage. There's bots, very sophisticated bots built to identify arbitrage opportunities. You're not going to out arbitrage a bot, but you can out manage retail traders. So what do? We buy mistakes of retail traders because we manage ourselves better and we manage our positions better than the retail traders do, right? That is our edge. You're not going to find edge arbitraging against bots. It won't happen, trust me. It simply won't happen. There might be a market opportunity out there somewhere, but it's going to get filled up very quickly. Your biggest edge as a trader is being better than the person who's sitting at their screen somewhere else in the world trading as well. That is your biggest edge as a trader. That is who you need to beat. All right. So you need to be better than me. If you're trading against me, you need to be better than me, sitting at my screen in Australia, in Queensland, with the beach across the road and the TV behind me and the chart up on the TV and the lights and everything. You need to be better than me and manage yourself and your mental state better than I do, and manage your trade and your execution better than I do. That's where your edge is. That is the edge. I'm loving the look of this candle right now. You know what? And this is the example. Why are you dumping this right now? Who in God's green earth would be dumping this market in such a strong uptrend right now? So what I need to do is I need to identify the mistake. The mistake is these people were wrong, and I need to capitalize on their mistake. And that's exactly what this position lets me do. It lets me capitalize on the mistake of all these people that are getting stopped out through here that just did it wrong. All through there. Donovan, lots more studying, absolutely. The studying never ends. The studying never ends. And when you embrace the idea that it's like, I'm always going to be learning something new about myself and new about the markets, is when you can move past the idea of making money today. Move past the idea of, going and buying the Louis Vuitton today. And you accept the idea that it's about me always improving, always getting better, approaching that level of self-actualization and forgetting about the ideas of the needs and wants of today, and being able to play a much bigger game than what you play already. Give yourself that opportunity to play that big game. Play a bigger game. Think further into the future. If you're thinking 1 year into the future, think 10 years into the future. If you're thinking 10 years into the future, think 100 years into the future. What is your legacy going to mean for people 100 years from now? And when you're thinking like on that scale, you already won. When you're thinking on that scale, the money just comes to you. The things just come to you. When you're thinking at that kind of level, you just draw these things into you. You draw opportunities into you. You draw friends that give you tips, advice. You draw communities into you that help you along the way. You draw in everything you need once you can expand your mind to think at the level it needs to think at. So think about right now, what is it that you're thinking about right now? Are you thinking about tomorrow? Are you thinking about next month? Are you thinking about next quarter? Are you thinking about next year? Are you thinking about the next 10 years? And that is going to tell me where you are in terms of your hierarchy of emotional and mental development. And 10x whatever it is that you're thinking at right now. If you're thinking about 12 months from now, think about 10 years from now. And everything along the way, the day-to-day will just fall into place because you're worried about what it looks like in 10 years, not what it looks like tomorrow. So what happens tomorrow will just fall in place for you. What happens next month will just fall in place for you. What happens next quarter will fall in place for you. If you're on that process of what's going to happen in 10 years, what you can create in 10 years, what you can do in 10 years, the legacy you can leave in 10 years, what you can bring to the earth in 10 years from now, what you can leave behind in 100 years from now. The day-to-day just falls in place. It just falls in place. And you're not worried about all the shit of what you see on Instagram and all this bullshit. It doesn't matter then. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. But the problem is, and I started this call with, what I saw when I was working in finance and people thinking about the day-to-day in front of their face, thinking about where they're gonna get their kicks from in the next hour, and not thinking about 10 years until it's too late. until 10 years has already come, until their time is up to make significant changes in their life. You know, your time's never really up. You can be any age, but until, you know, it's a lot easier when you, today is the best time to start. Today is the best time to start thinking like that. Tomorrow was the best time, but today is the second best time, really. It's like Warren Buffett says, yesterday was the best time to plant a tree. Today's the second best time. Right? And that is from a financial perspective. That is from the perspective of your own mind, planting those seeds in your own mind about where you're going to be, what you want your family to be, what you want your future to look like, what kind of community you're going to have around you, what people you're going to have in your life in 10 years from now, what it is that you're going to create in 10 years, in 20 years, in 100 years. Move your brain out of the day-to-day, the hour-to-hour, the minute, all of this shit. It's all noise. Maximum simplicity is at the top of the hierarchy. Maximum simplicity is when you achieve that self-actualization. That's maximum simplicity. Everything else is noise. Our trade's looking really good at the moment. We're what are we? $500 in profit right now? $500 in profit? Looking good. Yeah, 200 and... just under 500, actually. Sorry. Just under 500. Wish I woke up earlier to this realm. This is my biggest regret. I really enjoy the journey of increasing knowledge and discovery. I love doing this to bits. Absolutely. Look, and you know what? Like, you were at the place you needed to be in your life when you were at it, Donovan. Everything is perfect, divine, and right on time. Don't regret where you were, because where you were got you to where you are today. So by regretting those past steps that you've taken, you basically, you may never have got to this point right now, talking to me on a live stream at 12:49 a.m. in Queensland, Australia. You may never have got to this point and be at the opportunity to be learning and increasing your knowledge and doing exactly what you love if you didn't have exactly the experiences in your past, exactly how they happened to the T. You may never be where you are right now. So don't regret. Be grateful that you took those steps when you did take those steps, and now you're ready for some new steps. Nice one, Donovan. All right, guys, I'm tempted to just like close this. Hi, Tom. Great conversation. Do I need a computer to use BFT system? Also, do we get notifications regarding the Black Friday deal? Yeah, Vivian, for sure. So, okay, you can use a phone, Vivian. You can use a phone or you can use a tablet, but the trading experience is the best on a computer. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. It can be just a cheap secondhand computer from anybody. It doesn't matter. Like, you can buy it on Facebook Marketplace. It's a cheap secondhand computer. You need a computer and an internet access, okay? You can use a phone, but I recommend a computer. Now, in terms of the Black Friday deal, you will get notified. We'll probably send an email. We'll also probably announce it in our Telegram chat. So if you're not already in our Telegram group, make sure you get in our Telegram group. That's the community. That's where you can share things with each other, inspire each other, talk about trades, talk about the reason why you're trading in the first place. You know, like, no one is going to knock you if you go in there and you talk about, you know, this is why I'm trading, because I want to create, you know, a legacy for my family or whatever it is, right? Get into that group, Vivian. Someone please, Warren, if you're on the stream still, can you throw the chat link for the global chat in there? If you're not, I'll grab it now. I think I'll just grab it now, no stress. So jump in this on Telegram, okay? That's where our community is, Vivian. If not, if you don't want to do that, then we will be sending out a notification via email as well. I'm going to close this one here. I'm going to set the other one to run. I'm going to close that position. So we just took $250 of profit, I think. So we've got, what are we at? 300 and, yeah, about 300 running still at the moment. You know what? It would have been like itsy bitsy little, like, the reason why I took that just then is because it's like, I'm ready to sign off. I'm ready to go to bed. It would have been probably the difference of maybe like 40 or 50 bucks. But on a $500 trade, I don't really I don't care about that. I'm happy to take my profit, lock in my break even, and go to sleep. That's what I care more about than that $20, $30, $40, whatever it would have been for the few pips to get up to that TP. So that's why lower time frames, I'm happy to just take that. Here we go, we're pushing up again. We might even take this second one here, just so we lock it in, $330 at the moment. We'll just see how we go in the next few minutes. But guys, any final questions, get them in. Then I'm going to sign off and I'm going to go to bed, okay? Let me know. Let me know if there's any questions. Throw them in the chat, please. I'd love to hear from you. And then we'll take this trade. Good $500 odd in the stream. That's pretty solid. Great start to the month. Great start to the month. But yeah, let me know if there's anything in any questions you've got, and we'll talk again soon. If not, okay. Make sure you like the stream as well as you're leaving. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe and bell notification, all the good stuff for me too. Okay. I appreciate you all for joining me tonight. All right, guys, I'm going to let this one run. I'm not going to close it. I'm actually going to probably set it to here because I made a few $100. So I'm just going to set it to there where TP3 would have been. And I'm just going to let it run from there. Either it takes the break even or it takes my TP3 from now. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic day, evening, whatever you are, wherever you are in the world. Make sure if you're watching this afterwards, leave in the comments why you're trading. What's your reason for trading? Tell me why. All right? Let me know. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.